I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. So let me get started. On October 28, 2025, just last week, Angelo Ruggiero Jr. sat in Brooklyn federal court and appeared before Eastern District Judge Joseph Martolo. Ruggiero is a member of the Gambino family who was part of a crew ran by Mickey Boy Paradiso and presently turned over to Ernie Grillo, who became the official captain following Mickey Boy's placement in an administrative position. Prior to that, Ernie was the acting captain of the crew. Ruggiero comes from a long line of Gambino members. His infamous father, Angelo Sr., was a partner of John Gotti and a member of the family. And as you can see, Angelo Jr. has an uncanny resemblance to his father. His older brother, Johnny Boy, was also a member, and the former Gambino underboss, Neil Della Croce, was an uncle of Angelo Sr., and I believe Angelo's mother was Neil's sister. Anyway, Angelo Jr. was sitting in that Brooklyn courthouse and charged with wire fraud conspiracy, illegal gambling, as well as receiving proceeds from poker games that were rigged on behalf of the Gambino family. The case reached national and international headlines due to the sophistication, specifically modern technology, to cheat fellow poker players, such as hidden cameras, electronic devices, altered shuffling machines, X-ray poker tables, chip tray analyzers, and cards that were marked. One of the major focal points for the media, besides the fact that 4 out of the 5 New York City crime families' involvement was the NBA players and a coach who were used as an enticement to bait the victims to participate in the rigged games. Ruggiero, through his attorney, put forth a bail package consisting of $5 million, all insured by family members and friends. His sister put up a house in Oyster Bay, Long Island, as security for the bond, and several individuals, including a nephew and friends, were willing to put up their assets as well. However, the government argued against his release and stated that even under supervision, Ruggiero would have a substantial ability and the incentive to intimidate witnesses. Their position was not only supported by his membership in the Gambino family, but more so because Ruggiero has a history of witness tampering under his belt. For instance, one incident took place in the summer of 2009. Apparently, the FBI placed a cooperating witness, Timothy Angelini, in the same cell as Ruggiero in a federal center in Georgia. Angelini was set to testify as a government witness and was to appear before a grand jury proceeding in the Middle District of Florida for the prosecution of Gambino associate James Catacamo. And that case was a Gambino-related superseding indictment for racketeering, including conspiracy to tamper with a witness named Michael Malone in order to impede, influence, or prevent his testimony, as well as conspiring to cause bodily injury to Malone in retaliation for his testimony. At the time Ruggiero allegedly threatened Angelina, he was serving an 8-year sentence for a murder conspiracy that involved a baker who was suspected of having an affair with Vinny Gotti's wife, the younger brother of John Gotti. Speaking of Ruggiero's time back then, just prior to his release, he was housed in the same facility as Vic Camuso, and they got along very well. In fact, Vic's daughter told me when Angelo Jr. went home, Vic was happy to see him get out, but sad not to have him around to do time with, which is very common in prison because you get close to guys. Catacamo wound up pleading guilty and received 105 months in that case. Ruggiero also pled guilty for the witness tampering of Angelini, and during his plea, he told the judge, believed he was a cooperating witness, and when I confronted him through my tone of voice and physical demeanor, I attempted to dissuade Angelini by letting him know I would be unhappy if he testified. I said, if this is true, you're going to have a problem with me. A detention memo states that Ruggiero had tampered with another witness in the past. According to court records, between May 2009 and January 2010, Ruggiero was involved in witness tampering and attempted to witness tamper by trying to physically force and use threats of physical force against a witness in a criminal proceeding in the Eastern District of New York. This was done in order to prevent cooperation against Catacamo, and in reference to someone other than Angelini. As Judge Martolo stated into the record last week, Ruggiero formed his hand like a gun and pointed it at the witness's head and basically said, "You know how we take care of rats. We get up close and personal." With that, the judge denied bail and cited Ruggiero's past behavior, as well as the fact that while incarcerated in the past, he threatened to kill a witness. It's extremely common that the government will use your past performance against you to prevent your release on bail, even if you pled guilty and serve time for whatever behavior they're bringing attention to. That's the name of the game. Ruggiero will remain incarcerated pending further proceedings regarding the gambling case. His defense counsel can file an appeal with a higher court or file a motion with the original district court judge asking for reconsideration. But it's unlikely Ruggiero will receive a favorable decision. The court takes witness tampering extremely serious. I have to admit, I don't know what was going through his mind back in 2009. If you haven't liked this video yet, please take the time now and give it a like, as it helps with YouTube's algorithm. Anyone who'd like to show their appreciation for videos like this, or more importantly, help me to continue making them, you can donate with the Super Thanks icon down below or through the PayPal Cash App links in the video's description. Let me quickly mention my blog, also called Sit Down News, especially for those of you who still enjoy reading. The site can be found at sitdownnews.com and is a paid subscription. It should have been an immediate red flag to him that the government was trying to deliberately set him up by placing a cooperating witness in the same cell as him, but I guess he couldn't help himself. His lawyer tried to suggest, what did the court expect him to do? Kiss the guy? Obviously, that argument was fruitless. So for the time being, Ruggiero will have to cool his heels in MDC in Brooklyn. Nonetheless, he'll most likely be taking a plea in this case, so the positive takeaway is that his time counts towards his sentence. For instance, if he spends a year in MDC before sentencing, that's a year's credit. His next hearing is scheduled for November 24th, and I'll keep all of you posted on any updates regarding this case. I hope you all enjoy your night and stay well.